Okay, so to continue with our organic Swedish learning, we're now moving on to the intermediate and advanced stage. So if you haven't watched the beginner video, then watch that because there's lots of good resources for everyone anyway, whatever level you are. So the first things I wanted to recommend were several podcasts because it's really important to increase your exposure to listening to improve that way. So I have several. All of these are either on Apple podcasts, or maybe they're in apps, or they're on Spotify. Um, so yeah, sure, you should be able to find it kind of easily and for free. So the first one is Språket. And Språket is really good because it's probably even good for a Swede because it talks about all different aspects of the Swedish language, um, like prepositions, different phrases, stuff like that. It's a very, I'd say it's quite an advanced level, so it's quite difficult. But I really like the presenters. Yeah, they speak generally quite clearly, even if it's quite fast. And yeah, it's just a fascinating topic, so highly recommend that. Now, each episode is 30 minutes as well, and it comes out every week, so yeah, good resource. The next one is Svenska Dagbladet SvD Dagens story. This one you can get on Spotify. They're about 15-minute episodes, come out usually daily, I think. And yeah, it just covers a kind of big topic in the news and kind of goes into it a bit more in depth. About 15-minute episodes. Yeah, that's also a good one to find. Next one's Lysande Lagom. This one kind of talks about quite random topics like kind of Swedish culture and things like that. Quite long podcasts, more kind of yeah, just conversational, and yeah, that's a nice one as well, I think, for cultural knowledge. The next one is Kapitalet, which is more for those interested in finance, economics, politics, things like that. They just go into those general topics. Also quite long episodes usually. So if you're interested in that, recommend that. And then Kafferepet. This one it's a group of comedians. Yeah, just talking about something kind of current affairs related. So yeah, that one's quite difficult, but yeah, it's fun as well. The next one is to do with so TV. So SvD Play is totally free around the world. You don't even need a VPN to access it, I think. And it has plenty of episodes, different series, news, documentaries. So yeah, just dive into that. Almost all of them, I think, have subtitles, maybe sometimes in English, but definitely in Swedish. And in particular, I think I'd recommend this is something I watched with my partner, Julkalendrar. So this is every year. It's kind of an episode per week, sorry, per day, leading up to Christmas. And yeah, it's just a cozy, nice kind of way to learn about the Swedish culture. And usually the level's not too difficult because it's meant primarily, I think, for children. So yeah, I think that's a fun thing to watch. Next, going into news. So Rapport on SvD Play. I in particular like to watch it's the, what is it, 6:30 or 7:30 or something like that. Episode is 25 minutes long. And yeah, it just covers all news in Sweden and across the world. Yeah, really good reporters, quite clear to understand, has subtitles. They're not always super up to date or accurate, but yeah, that's a great way to get lots of yeah, new vocab and yeah, to learn about the world and Sweden. So the next one to do with news is it's called SvD Junior. And this one is, I believe, online, but you can also get like a weekly magazine. And this one's really good because it's kind of a level for young people. Sometimes the content's a bit kind of juvenile, but yeah, it's really good. It's a good simple level. It's a good way to practice different grammatical kind of syntax, and yeah, good way to get more vocab. So recommend that. Next, going into fiction. So if you want to read a proper Swedish book, what I first did was I looked at lists of what are the best what books have been translated into English, because if they're good enough to be translated, they're probably pretty good in their own language. So the first Swedish book I read was called Pappaklausulen, or the family clause is what it's called in English. Yeah, really fun, funny, very difficult to begin with, but yeah, I think it's a great way of getting to know the culture more. This particular book is about a father coming back to Sweden. He's left, and I think they're kind of like an immigrant family. And the son has sort of issues around, yeah, wanting lots of validation from others. And yeah, his partner kind of struggles with that. So yeah, that's a really great book. It's definitely difficult, but yeah, you're going to get so much vocab from it, and yeah, it's just fun. It's very engaging. It's funny. It's kind of like a dark comedy if you like that sort of thing. The next book that I'm actually currently reading is Stöld, or don't actually know what it's translated in English, but probably stolen. This one is about it's like a Sami family, and yeah, the Sami are the only remaining indigenous people in Europe, and it's very important kind of people to know about if you are learning Swedish or interested in Swedish culture or Nordic culture in general. So yeah, this one's good. It's quite dark though, and it's quite long. So yeah, and learning lots of kind of onomatopoeic words through that. And then finally, kind of for more non-fiction or career related, if you're looking for work in Sweden, I recommend Arbetsförmedlingen, which is the kind of public employment agency. They have lots of articles about different careers, different prospects, and then just reading the job ads as well is just a great way of kind of getting vocab that way, especially kind of business related vocabulary. Um, so yeah, and different ways of writing, different tones, for example, trying to sell you the job or be descriptive or whatever. So yeah, recommend that. Okay, those are all my resources that I recommend. So my next video will be on different dictionaries that I recommend. So yeah, make sure you yeah, watch that, and good luck with your learning.